Mary Kerubo Ototo is my name.
How has your experience been on parenting?
Ooh, very hectic, but I thank God because when I had children, life was not as difficult as it is now. Because now there's no money. Children need a lot of things. We were earning little money, but we managed. Though they didn't eat properly as they wanted, but they never complained.
Who was the favorite?
To me, I never had a favorite. All my children were equal, and I never showed anything to favor anyone unless they complain themselves.
What advice can you give your children now that they have their own children?
Oh, my children, please take care of your kids. The world is going around and it is becoming very hard. Kids are being tempted to do bad things. So wherever they are, you have to check on them, know what they are doing, who their friends are, so that they never engage themselves in bad habits.
And you see, a long time in your times or times before, marriage was literally a must for you to be a respected woman in the society. How is it right now? Is it a must for someone to get married? Or can someone be happy without being married?
Wow. At our time, yes, when our girl was getting married, everybody was excited. Parents were so happy. This girl has gone to another stage. But these days, you cannot force any girl or boy to marry. It is their choice. Regardless of their years, they tell you, I'm not ready. I haven't got one that I like. And I cannot force them to marry anyone else.
Very good. So, in our times when we were growing, our parents were very harsh, for lack of better words. But once you get your grandchildren, you become such darlings. So, what happens? What makes you change towards your grandchildren?
Oh, we were tough on these children when they were growing so that they cannot engage themselves to bad habits. But with our grandchildren, yes, we are soft, but we cannot watch them destroy themselves. We have to be very careful. Yes, we love them, but with caution. When you see them misbehaving, you have to act. That's why sometimes they run away from shows, from hookah, because they get a cane which their parents don't use.
Awesome. About a number of children. A long time ago, the children were more. Right now, it's like people fear having more than one or two children. What opinion do you have on that?
Oh, we had an experience. I had 7 children. All went to school through hardships and whatever, ups and downs. But they went to school and I never saw any misbehavior. I cannot complain because they never gave me hard time. So I cannot complain. But these children are nowadays, they know their rights. You can talk to a child who tells you, Mom, you see, we know our rights and we've been taught in school. Now parents have had times and they are really trying to cope with this situation, but I know it is hard. Because I always go and see my grandchildren with their parents. I see how they are. There's no cane in that house, which I had when they are growing. When a child starts to misbehave or is doing 1, 2, 3, mom wakes up, stands up, pampers him or her with nice words, with sweet words, so that the child can keep quiet. But with our time, my cane was right wherever I was sitting. Even my make my cooking mwiko. I could hit them, but they were good children anyway.
So another question is about culture, traditions. A lot of us did not grow up going to Ushago. And I'm sure as parents, you have reasons for that. One, what was the reason? Two, what can we do? Those of us who are longing to feel like we belong and we can't speak the language, we don't go, we shall go.
Wow. We were working class, both of us, parents. Daddy could take his leave in different months with me, so he could not go home with the kids. When he comes back, I can't go home and leave kids with him. You know, with this culture, men cannot cook for their kids. So I had to be there all through. I know this time it is difficult. You cannot follow this culture because you never grew within it. You don't know what your people want or don't want. But take your time and take it the way it is. Choose your life.
And so, the last question. Again, in your times, life was safer and more organized, and people feared God more, etc., etc. Right now, you find a lot of people don't marry from the same tribe or don't get children from the same tribe. Is the mother tongue going to disappear at some point? Because I say this because you find you are from one tribe, your children are from different tribes. So which culture should they follow? Is it a must? Is it an issue?
Yes, I think this culture is almost going to get lost in between here because my children grow among the Lucy community. If there is any, it is at work. They meet at work and they don't talk about what culture they are following or etc. Now, we have given them freedom. A girl or a boy can marry from any tribe. We are ready to bless them. We want them to be happy. If this man or girl marrying my child really is serious and is going to make my kid or my child happy without intimidation that you have come from this tribe or this, they have to watch it and focus on love that brought them together.
Yeah. Awesome. So, and I like what you did with us around concerning religion. I remember Father saying, you guys just pick a church as long as you're serving God and you're not hurting anyone. Is that still the same feeling, or are we going back to the? Because personally, I think I'm going back to SDA. You inspired me when I saw you guys getting baptized. What was the idea behind it? What drove you to baptism again?
Yes, most of our years we were working and the conditions were even if you are an SDA Saturday goer, you have to go to work unless you are off duty. So because of this, we thought it better if our kids can go to church wherever they go, but a church that worships God, a true God, we had no problem. Like myself, I was brought up in an SDA family. After retirement, we have thought it over for some years. We went back to church because we thought it right at this time to follow our God and worship Him in the church that we were brought up in. But we have no choice for our children. Some have gone to ACK, some are Catholic, and we don't complain.
Mhm. What advice do you have for you when you've been working for so long and you want to change careers? It's not easy considering these days a lot of people are getting fired and it's the way of life since especially around Corona. So what advice would you give the people who are still employed? And is it risky or do you now take risks? What do you do? Because you must be able to provide and all that.
The people who are working now, I can advise them not to just stick on that job they are doing. They have to go and they have this they call side hustles so that they can get extra shilling for maintain their life because life is becoming very difficult to just work and wait for a month's salary at the month end and until the month end. You have nothing, you have no shilling aside from the salary. I don't think it's right. You have to work extra hard to get another shilling from elsewhere.
So for me and Pauline, let's start with my channel being Bella, also Mama Lao 254. What is the best advice you can give me right now? Because now I'm in content creation and the internet is very merciless. But life is not for the shy or for the fearful. We must go with the times, the digital era. What advice and what hopes and prayers do you have for me, the channel?
Yes, I can tell you have done right. I'm happy for what you have done. I've always told you to be aggressive, not stick on one thing. But you have shown that the right time is now that you have taken all these machines and you are working extra hard. Apart from your employment, you can earn a shilling from this network creators, content creation. Then the life goes on. If the employer just decides to stop your work today, after all, it does. I don't think it brings a lot of money, but you will have something in your pocket.
Very good. I think that is it for now. I'll come home with my machines to interview for a day. Oh, by the way, that should be a question also. What do you tell parents? Because most parents are from the traditional way. Like, if this is not, you're not a doctor, you're not a lawyer, you're not in the mainstream employment situation. What advice would you give them when their children want to go into content creation?
Oh, please, parents, give these boys and girls this time. They know what they choose for themselves. It is high time. Even going choosing careers, parents are not advised to choose careers for their children. So if they go for this content or whatever else, because they have seen it can bring something into their pockets, I don't see the problem. We should not just squeeze them, hang on to advice in everything. Sometimes we have to listen to these children. They tell us we are analog, they are now whatever they are, but advice on life and other things, but on career, we have to give them time to choose what they want. Okay, thank you, mommy. All right, thank you.